Now, if you observe, we provide our names and tags. We selected our AMI, our software configuration, like Amazon Linux 2023, and we also selected our instance type, which is a general purpose instances, and the size is a macro. It means I'm getting 2 CPU and 1 GB RAM, which is allocated to this EC2 instances. But make sure, because it is a free tier account, and make sure you are selecting the resources which falls under free tier category. Okay, so that the AWS will won't charge you even though if you are using these resources under some limitations. Fine. Now we'll move to a new topic which is known as key pair. Let's see what do you mean by this key pair and how to use this key pair and when to use this key pair. Fine. While creating this EC2, we have selected the software configuration under AMI template and we selected the hardware configuration under instance type. And to identify and to organize these resources, we have provided a tags. Now, in this EC2 creation process, the next thing we need to understand is key pair. A key pair is used to securely log in into this respective server. It means, let's say this is me, I'm in front of my system, a laptop, and I would like to log in into this server which I created in this AWS cloud in one of the region. So I need to connect to this virtual machine so that where I can run or deploy my applications. Fine. So to do this, I need to log into this respective server. In order to log in, the AWS is using a mechanism called key pair mechanism. Key pair means it is a pair of keys. It means it contains two keys. Right? So it's a pair of keys, which means it contains two keys. So what are these two keys? One is a public key and one is a private key. So these two keys are encrypted files. These are encrypted files that we are creating while launching these EC2 instances. So it means whenever you are creating an key pair, it means we are creating a two keys which are encrypted files. So one is known as a public key and one is known as a private key. This public key, it is getting stored inside the EC2 instance itself. It means when we are creating this key pair, we are getting these two keys, public key and private key. This public key or this encrypted file, which is known as public key, it is stored inside your EC2 instances. So the AWS will store this public key inside your EC2 instances. And this private key, it is stored within your computer. So one file in your local machine, it is getting stored in your local machine, and one file it is getting stored inside the EC2. So to make it clear, so here this public key is acting like a lock, and this private key is acting like a keys to open this lock. Fine. So these keys are available in our local laptop, and this public key is available inside this EC2. So if you are trying to log in from our machine, we need to use these keys in order to open this lock. Then only we can successfully log in into this EC2. So it means the AWS by default, it is not allowing the password mechanism, right? It is not allowing to use this password based mechanism because we are very much aware of using the passwords. Let's say if this is you, if you want to log in into your laptop or to your computer, we log in using the username. We log in into this respective user account by providing the password. But what if someone knows your password? Even they can also log in into your respective username, into your system. They may breach, they may misuse. So that is the reason where AWS is not allowing the password based authentication in order to log in into your EC2 instances. Instead of it, it uses a secure key based login. It is using a secure key based login. So without this key pair, without these keys, you cannot access the server or your EC2 instances. To make it clear in the real time, I hope everyone had watched the recent movie, which is Pushpa 2. In this Pushpa 2 movie, the hero is having a half note. Let's say this is a serial number of this respective half note. Now, the remaining half note is with the person who stays in Japan. So, with this followed serial number, it means whoever take this note to this vendor in Japan, then the deal will be closing, right? Then the deal will be closing because the person who is coming with this off note, and if the off note serial number, if it is matching with the another off note of this person, then the deal will be closed, right? In the same way, this is me and I'm in front of my laptop and I have the private keys and the public keys, it is stored inside this EC2. So in order to log in into this server, as I told you, AWS is not allowing the password based authentication. By default, it is allowing the key based authentication. It means, so I need to use a username. If I'm trying to log in into this server, into this respective user account, I need to use this username. And along with the username, I need to use this private keys. If this private keys is matching with the public key, then only I can successfully log in into this server and I try to use this server. Fine. I hope it is clear. Now let's see how to create a key pair and how to attach that key pair to this EC2. Fine. So if you are creating a key pair, it means we are creating a two keys, public key and private key. And if you are attaching that key pair, so the public key is uploaded inside this EC2 by AWS. And the private key is already inside your local machine. So let me show you how to create this key pair. Now, if you observe here, so we are in the key pair in order to securely connect to our EC2 instances. Fine. So it means we are not using a password based mechanism. By default, AWS is not allowing this password based mechanism. It is only allowing a secure key based mechanism. Fine. So in order to create this key pair, you can see this option, create new key pair. If you already have the existing key pairs, you can also use your existing key pairs from this respective region. Fine. So what are the key pairs that you have created in this region? It will be available only for this region itself. So let's say I'm going to create a new key pair for this EC2 instances. So create a new key pair. As I told you, we are creating a key pair. It means pair of keys. What are the pair of keys? One is the private and public keys, which are encrypted files. So they are the encrypted private and public key pair. And what is the name that you want to assign to this? You can assign the name which is suitable to you. Let's say I'm calling this demo workshop. I'm called as demo workshop key pair. Fine. Now, this is the name that I provided. So it means I'm going to create a two keys which are encrypted files. In this, as I told you, private key file is getting stored in our local machine, right? So this encrypted private key file is getting stored in our local machine. Now, what is the file format? Is it a Word or PDF or Excel sheet? No. You have the two formats where you can store this private key. One is a .pem or .ppk. So the private key file format, you have the two options, .pem or .ppk. So I'm selecting this .pem, and this is the encryption method by default. So here I'm creating this key pair in this manner. If you observe here, so demo workshop key pair.pem is stored in my local laptop in download section. Fine. Now it is attached to this EC2 instances. It means the private key is there in my local laptop and the public key is uploaded inside this EC2 by AWS. Fine. Now let's understand what is this .pem and .ppk in detail.